monsters wear red sometimes, red hats, red ties, red teeth, red eyes. They used to hide, only come out at night. Now they grind their teeth in the daytime, lumbering through the streets, muttering. So angry, 'cause we know who they are. Why are the monsters the masters again? Who opened the gate and let them in? How did hate and bile claw its way onto Main Street in the light of day? But I'm not as afraid of the big monsters as the sycophants that follow their wake. They bark and growl to try and prove themselves. So maybe Daddy will notice and say, "You're a good little monster, a good little monster." Good little monsters, so little, so frail, looking for affirmation, a pat on the head, a wag of the tail. They say Daddy's coming home, your Daddy's coming home. And how did the monsters get the keys again? Who abandoned the gate and let them back in? How did hate and bile sneak its way on the main stage in the light of day? The monsters wear red sometimes, red hats, red ties, red teeth, red eyes. They used to hide, only come out at night. Now they show their teeth in the daytime, lumbering through the streets, muttering. So angry, 'cause we know who they are now. The monsters wear red sometimes. They sent the Statue of Liberty back to France, deported, 'cause liberty is a foreign concept. And she's got that immigrant status, you can still see her. She's down at the station with the other ladies. Oh, yeah, and Hope, well, she's got her bags packed, 'cause she applied for asylum. She doesn't have the Constitution to bear another round. She's got all the forms signed, just gotta file them. You can still see her. She's down at the station with the other ladies. There goes Charity, she didn't take a thing. She just hit the ground running. The crowds followed, shouting her name. But they were following an imposter, going in the wrong direction, and you can still find her down at the station. But the other ladies, they're all running away, running from that creepy Uncle Sam in the blue suit and red power tie, 'cause they don't believe in all the lies. And you can find the ladies down at the station, down at the station, where you can hear all the languages of the world and see all the ladies in the race, red, yellow, black, and white. Fearful and angry by the sight of that creepy Uncle Sam in the blue suit and red power tie. 'Cause they don't believe in all the lies, that creepy Uncle Sam in the blue suit and red power tie. 'Cause they don't believe in all the lies. Your man's first generation and his wife's got a file with the immigration. Is it about the status of their birth, or is the color of their skin what they're worth? Your man's first generation and his wife's got a file with the immigration. But it's not the same somehow, 'cause they're not red, yellow, black, or brown. And you carry your flag stickers and make your proclamations that America is for Americans. How you build your new plantations, concrete and steel. Yeah, there's no cheaper labor than people stuck in deportation. You can rent them for 10 cents on the dollar and hold them indefinitely in your new plantations. Then America will be great again, 'cause the new slaves will be on the chain gang, working for free while they wait for freedom. Maybe the economist is the new racist, and it's not red, yellow, black, or brown. Could it be all they see is green? Oh, put that in the offering plate on Sundays and visit Abuela in between at the new plantation. Ooh, let's bring it back and make America great again, like it was when we started, when families were ripped apart and mothers were broken-hearted and children were sold across oceans to make America great. Yeah, when your man was first generation and his wife had a file with the immigration. But it's not the same somehow, 'cause you're not red, yellow, black, or brown. Oh yeah, they say, America is for Americans is what they say. But Ellis Island might beg to differ, and the statue might lower her lamp and whisper, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." But the warden will just laugh, 'cause, my fellow Americans, you sold out your nation for profit you'll never see. Sold it to the highest bidder with the lowest common denominator. Keep claiming you're not racist, 'cause it's about the economy. Your man's first generation and his wife's got a file with the immigration. But it's not the same somehow, 'cause they're not red, yellow, black, or brown. It's not racist, it's about the economy. 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 The economy. Oh, maybe we can be the new China, 'cause you know I heard we're tryna bring it back. not to belabor the point, but it still comes down to cheap labor, right? Yeah, I can see the meeting when it happened. It was like if the Department of Government Efficiency can work hand in hand, but to the Comptroller General of Immigration Services then. We won't have to deport 10 million immigrants, we just need to put them in detention. We don't care where they're from as long as they're not from here, cause we need labor to make America great again, but we're America, so we can't treat our citizens like slaves and work them to make profit all day. But these people aren't Americans anyway, and we've got him. What do you think about that, China? Will there be quotas? Of course. We'll sell these people into your new labor force. Will you get more by the batch? Will it depend on how many you can catch? Oh, there'll be raids for days, so many ways to make it rain, raids for days. So many ways to make it rain, and not to belabor the point, but it still comes down to cheap labor, right? You could give a commission on a family unit, show a little compassion. Yes, keep them from being separated. I mean, they're not American, but they're still human, I guess. And not to belabor the point, but it still comes down to cheap labor, right? Tell yourself that so you can sleep at night, sleep at night. Yeah, this might be just a conspiracy theory, 'cause there's no way America, home of the brave, land of the free, would ever participate in slavery, even if it meant it might make America great again. Not to belabor the point, but it still comes down to cheap labor for the win, and not to belabor the point, but it still comes down to cheap labor, right? And not to belabor the point, but it still comes down to cheap labor, right? Where can we get a labor force, 10 million strong overnight, a workforce, forced to work with? I hope you get everything you wanted, and the God you traded, for the God who made you keeps all his promises, and we'll all stand by as the train runs right off the rails. Then we can sing the national anthem in the middle of the night, and maybe the flag will still be there by dawn's early light. Yeah, let's trade the God who made you for the God you made, and you can call him Daddy. And he'll be just like the father you always wanted so badly. Or maybe on Sunday you can call him Abba like you used to call your old God. My fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, but its knee on your neck and a boot in your back, but what it plans to do to you. 'Cause you'll have so much of what you ask for, you won't know what to do, you won't know what to do. And you're a patriot, and I hope you get everything you wanted, everything you asked for, 'cause this is what you wanted. I hope you get everything you wanted, and the God you traded, for the God who made you keeps all his promises. So you can take down those old pictures of Jesus, he wasn't European anyway. But that's just an aside, but your new God is finally American. Yeah, first generation on his mother's side, you made the trade, just filled in a bubble on a ballot. Put it in the box, it's so easy to make the trade to another God. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am, and I think that other Messiah said you can't serve God and mammon or something like that. You church folk would know more about it, great job. But I hope you get everything you wanted and the God you traded, for the God who made you keeps all his promises.